something you don't need. I'm Chris with Absolute Restoration. When we come out, we don't tell you what's wrong. We show you with photos, videos, and documentation. You'll see exactly what we see so you can make your own decision. And we back our work with a 50-year warranty and a 25-year algae warranty. Plus, no cost upgrades with 0% financing and no payment for 6 months.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 9.
Welcome in here to the Room to Room Weather Center for Mississippi Live Weather at 9. I'm meteorologist Gabe Maynor, and what a beautiful day it was, albeit a little bit cloudy, but no rain chances were in this forecast, especially after the active pattern that we did have last week. Definitely grateful that some drier times are ahead. But getting into this next several day stretch, we're not just talking about dry conditions, we're talking about warm temperatures. High temperatures all the way to Sunday. That's what we're looking ahead to on your weekend, and you do see, yes, the golden number of 90 degrees down there in Chickasaw County. Not impossible to see a few 90s by the weekend, but needing a few things to shape up before we get there. And of course, we'll be talking about that here at 9 o'clock. And that's the golden headline tonight at 9. Temps ramping up heading into this weekend. But before we get there, we have a sensational sunny stretch. And I was so excited at putting that headline because finally it's going to be sunshine, beautiful weather. And if you need to get those outdoor plans done, this is the time to do so. Clouds clearing out tonight, leaving us for a great time heading into Tuesday and heading into Wednesday. And congratulations, class of 26. We're in graduation season. If you're heading out to any graduations this week, we'll have a look at that forecast as well, including down there at Mississippi State for our very own Caleb Edelblut. I hope he's tuning in so that way he can know how to prepare, but he's a meteorologist, so I guess he should know, right? So we look at the first 12 for 63 there by 10, and overnight we're going to be dropping into the low 50s, so that is a little bit cooler from where we should be at this time of year. If you're cold-natured, maybe worthy of a light jacket, but overall, we're at the time of year where it's pretty comfortable there in the low 50s for those morning lows. Out in Greenville tonight, we're 70 degrees, but that dew point there at 45, that tells you everything you need to know. It is a very dry pattern. So one of the things that we've had over the past few days has been that moisture, and that's helped those low temperatures be a little bit more mild. Now that that's clearing on out, you can see that we are going to be dropping a little bit cooler tonight. Aberdeen, 34-degree dew points. Yeah, I hope those folks flying in right there are going to be enjoying some drier weather because that's what they'll be getting there in Monroe County and all across North Mississippi. We're 63 Pontotoc, 52 there as well. I'm curious if that's the same plane, because what are the odds? I guess we'll never know, but still, that's a neat feature. Maybe. I guess if you're on the plane, let us know in the chat if that was you in both shots there. It's close enough to where it probably is. Temperatures were 66 South Haven, 68 Clarksdale and Greenville, 72 Belzona, and 64 Louisville, Amory, and Red Bay. So those temperatures cooling off, but this is the value that I want to look at in more detail. The dew point. Still a good bit of moisture down there in the Golden Triangle, so temperature's not going to be as cool for you guys compared to what we'll have in South Haven, Senatobia, Holly Springs. With our meteorologist Maggie McCauley, she'll be right there in the coolest temperatures here in North Mississippi towards Senatobia, and that's just what we all get to enjoy getting into the rest of this week as well. The moisture just being driven out by this cold front, dipping further into the Gulf, and high pressure moving in back behind it. That's giving us that drier air and more enjoyable weather, in my opinion, because it's that dry heat, meaning it's not going to feel that stickiness outside, but it is still going to be warm enough to where you can get out with shorts and a t-shirt and be good to go. Futurecast highlighting that in more detail as that moisture kind of gradually shifts to the south. It's not going to be a fast mover by any means, but as that moisture shifts south, so does the cloud cover, and that's where we're going to be left with by Tuesday morning is a beautiful sunny sky that just continues to get brighter and brighter as the day goes on. So high pressure, definitely our friend in this scenario. And what a next 24 we're looking at there. Sunshine from start to finish. Now, I know what you're looking at there, Gabe. There's a 10%, so that means rainfall, right? Guys, I'll be honest. I hesitated putting a 10% on there because if we're talking coverage, very minimal. If we're talking impactful rainfall, non-existent. So these are going to be a few sprinkles that shape up, but overall, it's going to be like you never even saw a sprinkle, even if you have a sprinkle overhead, because of how minimal those impacts will be. Coming up here in the next 60 seconds, we'll actually be looking at those sprinkles and where they'll line up as the newest model run has come out. And you guys know 9 o'clock, I look at the model run with you guys. We compare and contrast what we had at 6 and now what we have at 9 o'clock. So you're going to want to stay tuned for where those chances are lining up. But we're also looking ahead for temperatures, and we're also looking ahead at graduation forecasts, as this is the time of year where everything wraps up for the class of 26. We'll be looking at that for them, as well as those temperatures coming up as Mississippi Live Weather at 9 continues right here in the Room to Room Weather Center in the next 60 seconds.
At Vibe Aesthetics and Wellness, we believe confidence isn't just how you look, it's how you feel. From subtle, natural aesthetics to personalized wellness care, everything we do is intentional. This is beauty with purpose. At Vibe Men's Health, we take that same approach. We focus on what matters most: strength, energy, and performance. Built on real data, real medicine, and real results, we're here to help you look better, feel stronger, and live fully. Come vibe with us today.
As a bankruptcy firm, Mitchell, Cunningham, and Bowling realizes many people are worried about their finances. We're here to guide you through the next steps to restart your life with easy video appointments. New clients don't have to leave home to get information about becoming debt-free. Also, convenient in-office appointments are available at the low cost of $340 upfront for a Chapter 13. You can be on your way to being debt-free. Contact Mitchell, Cunningham, and Bowling today or visit our website at mcdebtfree.com. We are here to help you.
Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Gabe Maynor.
Tanya checking in from Wiggins, Mississippi, and letting us know it is pouring down there. Well, that's what we had yesterday. That all shifting south, and now our friends there along the coast getting to enjoy some of those rain chances. But here in North Mississippi, definitely a drier forecast. Tanya, appreciate that weather report. If you want to drop your report down in the chat, appreciate everyone that does so. Or if you just want to drop a comment saying, hey, we love to interact with you guys down there in the chat as well. So appreciate you tuning in, and appreciate all of you for tuning in to Mississippi Live Weather at 9. We have a great forecast. Dare I say a sensational forecast, like the headline says, because we have plenty of sunshine Tuesday, Wednesday, and even into Thursday. So a 3-day stretch where we're seeing warm temperatures and very little moisture. That's a rarity as we get into those May months or those summer months, and because there's just usually a ton of moisture here in North Mississippi, but not the case over this stretch. It's going to be a sensational sunny pattern here in North Mississippi. We are 61 in Oxford, talking about the graduating class. They had their graduation over the weekend there at Ole Miss. Congratulations, class of 26. I know you guys are about to change the world, and excited to see what you guys can do. And of course, this camera brought to you by the folks there at Phoenix Building Solutions. Appreciate them for partnering with us there. One thing I do want to note, 46 degree, that dew point in Lafayette County. A drier pattern, like I mentioned, that northerly wind helping drive that in. Where graduation is still yet to occur is down in Starkville, Mississippi State. Right there on the campus is where our camera sits. We are 68 degrees. That dew point currently going to be at 63 degrees, means there's a little bit more moisture. And where I'm seeing no wind catches my eye, because I do think some patchy fog is possible. So as you go about that morning commute, drive with a little bit of caution, because I think that some foggy patterns not impossible, because we do have that moisture right there in the Golden Triangle. Very little wind. That usually shapes up to have some fog in some spots. Across the state, we are seeing drier conditions prevail, at least on the northern side of the state, brought to you there by our Mama Justice Doppler radar. But what I'm paying attention to is that water vapor imagery. And I want to put this on a loop here real quick to show you where this moisture is going. Let's go on a 3-hour loop. So you can see gradually that is starting to move in, that orange representative of drier air, and really starting to move down south. We're sitting basically right along north of Highway 82 for Bruce, Grenada, and Aberdeen. That area is starting to get some of those drier temperatures or drier dew points, whereas down south we're still getting an influx of that moisture, some of that trying to move back in from the Gulf, but overall it's not going to do a fantastic job of it, because the most it'll do is just give us a few clouds and maybe some patchy fog, but honestly, we're staying clear of any rainfall for the extended period of time. We're 61 at 11, 55 by 2, and low 50s once again by the start of our Tuesday. We are continuing through the work week and enjoying a great pattern as this cloud cover recedes on out. And if we extend things out, I heard Tanya mentioning Wiggins. Yeah, down south, Wiggins probably going to be getting rainfall through the night. They sit well south of Hattiesburg, and that's where we're going to get some heavy showers down there as well. Potential for some flash flooding, not impossible. But that moisture, even for you down in Wiggins, starts to extend out of the area. And as the rainfall pushes away, so do those clouds. And what moves in? Well, our good friend, high pressure. And that's going to allow the drier conditions really to prevail. We're 52 New Albany, 51 Boonville, 56 Greenwood, 57 Eupora, and 55 Macon, Starkville, and Columbus. I told you, up around the Tennessee state lines in Etobia, Holly Springs, seeing some of the coolest temperatures tomorrow morning. Might need that light jacket if you're cold-natured, because low 50s is enough to where it's going to be a little bit cooler heading out the door. And as we look at that school bus forecast, 54 round pickup, I would say it's enough, but we'll not need it for long by any means, especially if that sunshine shows up as quickly as we expect it to. And it's going to be shining all day long, warming us up into the low 80s during those drop-off hours. So let's keep going through your Tuesday, and I'm going to expand things out big time because we're not going to see rain chances in our pattern until we get into late in our Tuesday, and even that, very minimal. So high pressure, basically what we have is we have clockwise rotation around that high pressure system, and that means that northerly wind being driven into North Mississippi, and that northerly wind is drier and yes, a bit cooler as well. So that's why our pattern is starting to shift, getting into our Tuesday with some cooler morning lows, but also just lack of cloud cover, lack of rain chances, that all remaining towards our south. Now I told you this is the latest run of our HRRR model, and what it's showing me is some cumulus clouds popping up, but I wouldn't be shocked if tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock we weren't seeing a ton of vertical development because these are not going to be impressive. No lifting mechanism for these to take off and very little instability. So if we're talking rain chances, again, very minimal, and that's what we expected to be in place as we got into this latest model run, and yes, getting some verification there as well. We are 79 Oxford and Holly Springs, 81 Grenada, Bruce, 82 Eupora, 81 Macon, Louisville, and 82 Belzona and Greenwood. As we continue through our Tuesday evening, there's those showers like I was talking about, where sprinkles not impossible, but if we're looking at coverage, it's primarily northwest Alabama, perhaps moving a sprinkle or two across the state line, but coverage remaining very minimal. That's where it will remain, and by midnight tomorrow night, starting to collapse in on itself by then. So we're not seeing those rain chances continue for too long. And even where they do happen, not going to see a ton of meaningful rainfall out of this. Honestly, tomorrow or by Wednesday morning, our meteorologist Maggie McCauley looking at some of those rainfall totals, I would not be shocked at all if there wasn't any accumulating totals to even show because of how little moisture there's going to be with these showers. So low temperatures Wednesday morning with some of that moisture moving back into the pattern. That's why our temperatures are getting a bit more mild. We're 54 Houston and Tupelo, 54 Eupora, 56 Starkville, Columbus. And as we look out towards the west, we are 55 Senatobia, 57 Clarksdale, Tunica, and Greenwood, 60 showing up in Greenville. That's where we should be this time of year. But even with temperatures becoming a bit more mild, we are still well below our average for this time of year. Wednesday morning stays dry once again, but watch this cold front as it moves across North Mississippi. Back behind it, some of those light greens that are showing up, that's where we could get another sprinkle or two moving across the area, but this is not going to be a significant weather producer. We don't have the instability for these to really get going and fire off. And you see that northerly wind back behind it really diminishing those chances once that front does clear. So a sprinkle not possible, but again, we are expecting mostly dry conditions to continue for about 98% of us for Wednesday. So as we look into those Wednesday evening plans, continue to stay dry, and that northerly wind giving us a nice, calm, comfortable breeze to really complement those warm temperatures for our Wednesday. We're 84 Houston, Grenada, 85 Eupora, 81 Holly Springs and Oxford, 82 Boonville and Corinth. So definitely a warmer afternoon, but sitting right around our normal as we get into those plans. So speaking of plans as we get through this week, our MSU graduation, realized I need to put the day on this. I will edit that in the background. I was working on this graphic prior, and I wanted to make sure I put the maroon on there for all of our state fans. And don't worry, Ole Miss, whenever we showcase that graduation forecast in the future, you got your powder blue on there. 62 by 9 a.m., 71 by noon, and 75 towards the afternoon. This is on Thursday, so I think temperatures might be underdone, but a big thing that they're showing on this point forecast is clouds. And clouds will limit how much we do heat up, but I do expect if that sunshine remains in place, then it is going to be a much warmer pattern by the afternoon. So excited for all the graduates of the class of 2026. I believe Caleb graduates on Thursday as well, so we'll have to do a little update with him and see how he's feeling, but I know he's excited to get things going and really jump into the field of weather here at Mississippi Live Weather, and excited to have him on the team full-time at some point in the future. So looking forward to that, and congratulations, Caleb, and congratulations, class of 26. High temperatures this week were in the 80s Tuesday and Wednesday, dropping a bit by Thursday. That's that cold front that we showed just a moment ago. But as the week continues on and into the weekend, upper 80s. And no, I did not go to 90, even in this latest model run, because there's moisture. And if there's moisture, I just don't have us getting over that hump of 90 degrees, and I think that we'll stay in the upper 80s. But if these chances, and they're not a lot, but if that 10 to 20% drops to zero, then we will definitely see the temperatures jump up a couple of degrees all the way up to that 90-degree threshold. So still some time to iron that out, but I wanted to let you know we're either talking about a I'm not going to say hot just yet. I'll use Matt's policy. Warm and humid or hot and dry. That's what we're looking at heading into this weekend, both of which will amount to heat indices in the low to mid 90s. So take with it what you will. But that's what we're kind of looking ahead to for the time being. This is a beautiful forecast, a wonderful stretch. So make sure to get out there and enjoy it. And yes, I did see a few folks there in the chat talking about the latest member of the Maynor household. A few folks may be joining us tonight. And hey, we got some extra time. Might as well talk about the newborn in the Maynor household. Let's go ahead and take it over to the BAM real quick, and I'll show you guys. I'll introduce you to him. So if you didn't join us at 5 and 6, a big reason why I have been out over the past week, actually the only reason I've been out this past week, is because we have a new member, not just to the Maynor family, but the Mississippi Live Weather family, and that is my baby boy, my son. He was born on Friday, May 1st, and he is just an absolute stud. I mean, he is our whole world right now, whether we like it or not, but we definitely like it, getting to be with him as much as possible. And that is baby Jack Cruz Maynor. He is about, 10 days old. So this has been our whole world. This has been every night. This has just been our bundle of joy. My wife and I were so grateful to have Cruz in this world, and we could not be happier to just be able to take care of our little man and see what he's growing into. And he's growing. Let me tell you that. He can eat and eat and eat. But he's a grown boy, so I'm trying to think of what milestones we've reached so far. We're starting to lift the head, which is crazy already. And he's laughed. He's actually smiled, but he doesn't know what smiling means. So I think that's positive vibes. I think we're kind of getting the premise of it at this point, but I'll take a smile here and there, but his smile, it just warms your heart, and can't wait for you guys to meet him. I just wanted to show him off tonight because that's where we've been the past week on paternity leave. Me and my wife have been taking care of him, and she is at home right now. So give your well wishes to Annalise. She is an absolute trooper. I love her. Could not do this without her. And she's taking care of our baby boy right now. And she keeps sending me pictures of him watching the show, and I'm very eager to get back home to be with them. And so, the phrase "distance makes the heart grow fonder." Yeah, very fitting for this situation. So excited to get back to him. But thank you guys. You guys were such a warm welcome to Cruz whenever we announced he was officially in the world, that was officially born. And all the comments, just reading through them, my wife and I, we keep going back and reading them, and eventually Cruz will read those and see all you guys just wishing so many positive messages to him. And it just makes me so happy that he gets to grow up in such a great location here in North Mississippi. And I know that he's a part of the Maynor family. I know he's a part of the Mississippi Live Weather family, but I also know he's a part of the North Mississippi family. And that means the world to both me, to Annalise, and eventually to Cruz once he's able to understand that. But hey, we're only 10 days in, so he's still got a long way to go. But yes, that's Cruz, and thank you guys for all the prayers. Thank you guys for all the messages. Trust me, all of them were read, and all of them were very much appreciated. Okay, I don't want to keep you guys too late tonight. I know it is still a school night, and eventually that'll be applicable to us here at the Maynor household. So 9 o'clock, definitely getting late on your Monday, so make sure to go to bed and enjoy some great conditions there Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So yes, and Pam saying part of God's family also, 1,000,000%. And we keep praying to him every night. We also told him the story of Jesus, so he's already been introduced to Jesus. So again, that's his decision later on, but we're at least going to make him a big part of his life growing up. So you're exactly right, Pam. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. I appreciate that, Pam. I appreciate that. Bailey saying you're back. Yes, it feels good to be back. I definitely missed you guys, but I've tried to keep you updated on the page as some more news has come across, and keep you guys with all things Cruz, because I know that once we had baby fever, you guys were going to get baby fever too. So appreciate that. You guys are great. I love all the warm messages, and you know what? Keep them coming. We read every single one of them. So you guys are the best. Love you guys. Thank you so much for all you do, and thank you for your support. If you have not done so already, there is a way that you can support us here on Mississippi Live Weather even more. And once Cruz gets a device, this will be his first app downloaded. That's right, it's the Mississippi Live Weather app. On iOS and Android, make sure to scan that QR code to download it today. Like, subscribe, follow, and download all of those things there on the bottom to support us here on Mississippi Live Weather, but also to keep you up to date on what to expect in the wonderful world of North Mississippi weather. And we'll, of course, keep you guys updated on all of those platforms as needed. So as we wrap up this broadcast, we do have another one coming up at 10 o'clock tonight where we'll be talking in more detail about those potential rain chances. So you'll want to tune in for that, but I know it's getting late. So if you're wanting to wait on the next show, that's tomorrow morning at 6:37 and 7:30 with our meteorologist Maggie McCauley. I know she'll be up bright and early, perhaps with a light jacket on. You can ask her opinion if it's too cold or if it's cold enough for a jacket or if it's just warm enough. So we have to get her opinion, ask her about it, but she's doing a great job staying on top of things for your morning commute and letting you know what you need to know before you head out the door. So tune in 6:37 and 7:30. Before we get there, if you want to tune in, and I appreciate all of our members there at 10 o'clock that tune in, we'll be walking through that forecast again in much more detail right here from the Room to Room Weather Center.
At First Choice Bank, we know you can't always make it before the bank closes. With our integrated teller, you can talk to a live person as late as 7 p.m. on weekdays and noon on Saturdays. It's not just an ATM, it's an ITM. First Choice Bank, your choice for banking.
Looking for a place to finally call home? At Tupelo Home Center, we make it easy. From finding the perfect home to making financing a breeze, we'll take care of everything. Your new home is closer than you think. Pre-qualify today at TupeloHomeCenter.com.